You serious? He was just signed this contract. I'm like, yes.
Damn.
Not to pay $10 million.
$10 million.
But hey guys, I'm Brendan Schaub from The Fire and the Kid.
And I'm Brian Callen from The Fighter and the Kid.
Here's a little timeline of this event that happened. Brendan says he's getting back The Fighter and the Kid 3D. Okay, here's the first clip saying that he's got the episodes. He's got them. He's got them in his hands, right? He's got the original content and the outtake, which he didn't know they had.
Your boy has been working relentlessly
Yeah.
to get The Fire and the Kid 3D original episodes back. And guess what? As of this morning, Daddy got them all back.
You got them all back.
From Fox Sports.
Yeah.
The team has them. We got all 12 episodes and outtakes, which I didn't know they had. They had outtakes.
And we were on our...
In this clip, Brendan gives a shout out to the guy who gave him back the clips and who is pushing to give him back the clips. And, you know, he asked him, like, why do you want these? He's like, you know, I just want them back. I just want to repost them and do something with it. I mean, I guess, Brendan, you want them back? He's like, you know, to Brendan, he's like, you want them back? I'll give them to you. I'll send out a contract and we'll give you back these episodes.
And he goes, whatever happened to those? I'm like, that's why I wanted to see you do. I want those. He's like, you do? I'm like, yes. And he's like, Fox doesn't care. They're doing nothing with it. I'm like, you think they would release them? He's like, I can make some calls. I still have friends over there.
But now we're going to see him double down on this claim.
And we exchanged numbers, and then just weeks, months have gone by. And then finally,
God bless that man.
Yeah, Pete hit me up today and was like, yo, sending you all 12 episodes right now. You go, are you serious? He was just signed this contract. I'm like, yes.
Damn.
And in this clip, Brendan basically gives a little schedule of how he's going to drop these Fighter and the Kid 3D episodes. Maybe like a little throwback, you know. Let's do a little throwback every week, and then maybe in the end we throw in the outtakes. Already, you know, making a little schedule and planning it out.
This is how I think we release them. I think every Tuesday we drop for the next 12 weeks an episode of Fire and Kid 3D.
Great
12
idea.
episodes. 13th episode would be the outtakes. We'll create sizzles, put on Fire and the Kid, but it'll all be on Fire and the Kid YouTube.
Great idea.
It'd be cool, huh?
I love it.
We'll just start it tomorrow.
I love that.
Yeah, the first episode come out tomorrow. So for those of you who didn't see it or had to pay for it or you illegally streamed it.
Oh, really, dude?
Now you can watch it for real at Fire and the Kid YouTube.
How is Indiana?
3 weeks later, and Brendan gives us a slightly weird update on what's going on with the Fighter and the Kid 3D, which I thought we already had discussed and finalized as him getting the episodes back. But let's hear what Brendan says.
Glad you brought up old school T-Fat K.
Yeah.
I have an update on Fire and Kid 3D. Okay.
I'd love to hear it.
I want to do this in person, okay? I know you're in Austin. We'll get to that.
I'm in Austin.
And I'd love to hear about your trip in Austin.
I can't wait to tell you.
So I've worked very hard to get Fire and Kid 3D. I'm very proud of it.
Yes.
It outsold Game of Thrones and the Amy Schumer show at the time on iTunes.
Yes.
It's a big deal for us.
Big
you
deal.
and I created that with our friend Mitch, and we put a lot of effort and time, and I think they're really good. And that was when we were with Fox, and they paid for it, so they've owned it. And then I recently found our old boss, Pete Valencia, at Malibu Cars and Coffee, which is no longer there. And we'll get to that, too, because I'm not happy with it, right?
Okay.
So that got canceled. My kids are heartbroken. Anyway, so I met Pete there. I was like, hey, dude, I would love to.
So Brendan rehashes on what he told Petey, you know, when he saw him at the car show or whatever it was, and he says, hey, you know, I got the episodes. He's like, yeah, you got the episodes back. So then he called Fox, which now apparently he didn't know that it was owned by Disney, and he's like, oh yeah, like Disney, I guess they don't care about it, you know, and so, but he can't get it back apparently. So it's just like, you know, he says like, oh, I mean, why would they want them? But also, why won't they give them back to me? But it's also like, maybe they want a certain amount. Maybe, I think they told him the amount that it was worth, and maybe Brendan kind of like just said no. Maybe Disney's just trying to swindle Brendan for some cash.
Get Fire and Kid back. Like, we made them. is there a chance you get? He goes, oh, that's easy. They don't use them, man. I'll just call my old boss. Dude, he's a great guy. He loves you. He'll give it back.
Be in your inbox in no time.
So that was on Sunday.
Yeah.
By Wednesday, Thursday that week, they're in your boy's inbox. And I text the Fire Kid on the group chain. I go, your boy got Fire Kid 3D. Plan is we're going to release it once a week. Throwback. Can't wait for this. I even came on the show and announced it. Here's the problem. So
in this clip, I feel like Brendan is like saying that it's Disney's fault that they didn't want to give it to him. That, you know, Brendan feel like they're a big deal, but Disney is like, who the hell are you guys? And they're not gonna get it back.
Fox, they did give them to us, but one thing you should know about Fox, and I wasn't aware of this. Disney owns Fox, right? And so
It's a corporation.
Yeah, Disney owns it. Yeah. So then
the dark side.
Yeah, the darkest side.
Yeah.
So I got a call from Moana himself. And he said, with Disney, right?
We own it.
Yeah, that's ours. I went, this is actually Moana? He goes, yes. And I'm the representative for Mickey Mouse, and you cannot have these.
Because he talked to Mickey Mouse, who talked to the cryogenically frozen Walt Disney.
Yes.
Okay, in another dimension. And he went, release it. It belongs to us.
But here's the yes and no. I like to think we're a big deal, but he went, I'm sorry, who are you with? I went, Fire the Kid. He goes, what the hell are you talking about? I go, we own our Fire the Kid 3Ds. He goes, cool. We're working on Toy Story 7. What are you talking about?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. You know Johnny Depp's doing new Pirates, right? Yeah. He goes, we don't give a fuck about it. I go, cool, I know, but could you just release them? So we're trying to contact someone at Disney to release it.
Business affairs.
They don't care.
No.
They're just unaware of it because they're Disney.
That's right. So it's a little bit like...
So Brian also says, hey, why don't we just take them? Why don't we just take the content? And then Brendan is very smart with it, you know? He just says, no, I mean, we can't just steal the content, you know? I was shocked by Brendan saying a good thing, you know? That was actually a smart thing to say, you know. And then Brian also said that in the beginning, like, why don't we just post them? Good props for Brendan for not getting in trouble, especially with Disney.
Oh, I thought you were saying you legit did that.
No, that's...
Oh, dude. Nightmare.
Only bigger than Davis because it's Disney.
It's Disney. They're like, what are you talking about?
Huh?
Hey, bitch. We're coming out with Space Jam 3.
I feel like we could just release them.
You can't. Trust me, Bubba.
Because they will.
They have ownership. They own them.
Yeah.
That would be like, obviously, on the other side of that'd be like Disney going, hey, we're big fans of Fire the Kid. Yeah. We're going to start posting Fire the Kid on our website.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, you can't. Like, yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You can't steal content like that. It's just not the way it works.
You know what?
But here's the thing. Pete's a smart guy. He's like, I'll figure out. We'll get it done. I'll talk to my boss at Fox, who I'm sure has somebody at Disney, and they'll get done. He's like, you're just looking at a little longer rollout.
Some red tape.
So here's my overall thoughts about this thing. But because it's not such a big deal, but, you know, Brendan seemed very excited about it. I don't want to call him a liar. I don't want to say he's lying. Maybe he just got a little too excited because that guy, you know, told him he was going to get the episodes, but maybe, throughout the process, they miscommunicated. Maybe he misinterpreted it or whatever, and he thought he got the episodes, and he was all excited about getting his old content back, and he announced it on the podcast. But, you know, that's the problem with the podcast is, especially Brendan's and everybody else's, that they talk about everything that's recently happening in their lives, and this is what was recently happening with Brendan. He was excited to talk about it, and it just didn't plan out. It just didn't work in the end. But I hope he does get on back. You know, I'm pretty sure nobody try to pirate your videos, Brendan, your old Fighting the 3 episodes, you know, it's okay, you know. Sometimes you make mistakes, and you could just correct them whenever you can. And yeah, I mean, Brendan, good luck to Brendan on getting those episodes from Disney. And they probably did ask like 1,000, you know, probably a good bag to get those episodes back from him, because they're apparently very high produced. I don't know what Disney will want with them. I don't see Disney, you know, like how Brendan said, like just posting them out there, because they were just basically, they're just them. It's a podcast show, you know. There's no need for Disney to have them, and most of the stuff they talk about on the podcast is not very Disney-esque or very much a Disney product. It's a Fox product. So guys, give you know, comment down below on this. Personally, you know, I think Brandon just was too excited to announce this, and that guy Peter whatever that tried to make that deal just couldn't do it, and this is the result.